Hi, I'm Dean with Old English Outfitters, and today we're going to be doing another Top 5 EDC Knives video. So like I said, today we're going to be covering another Top 5 EDC Knives video. However, today we're going to be talking about a mid-price range, anywhere from $50 up to a little over $150, for those of you who are wanting to upgrade from those more budget knives we talked about in the last video. Let's get right into it. The first knife we're going to talk about is the Spyderco Knives Delica 4 Lightweight. Now you can see from this, it's kind of a unique blade shape. Spyderco does their own thing when it comes to that. We could call it a drop point because the point is below the center of the knife, but for that, we're just going to be overcomplicating things. It is a saber ground knife. The steel is a Japanese VG10 stainless, one of Spyderco's steels they use a lot in some of their more low to mid price range knives, as I said. The handle is made out of, once again, fiberglass reinforced nylon. We talked a lot about that in the last video. It's a very durable handle material while still being able to keep the price down. The blade length is 3 inches. The closed length on the handle is 4 3/4 inches. Oh, excuse me, 4 1/4 inches. And the full open length is 7 1/4 inch. Now, this is for people who really prefer, again, that lightweight knife. This doesn't take up a lot of space in your pocket. You can see it's pretty small overall. However, there is a lot of handle there, and the way that the knife is designed, it allows you to really lock up on that blade. So, for its size, being small as it is, still gives you a very utilitarian knife that feels good in your hand. This opening on this knife, you can see, is the Spyderco Spidey hole, as they call it. So all you do is insert your thumb into that hole, just rest it on it, and rotate around the body of the knife until it locks into place. You find this is very easy for both right and left-handed people, as it is just a hole in the knife, very comfortable to do, and this is a manual opening blade, so there are no springs whatsoever. Also, it should be noted, this is a backlock knife. This is somewhat interesting to access because you do have to change your grip on the knife, unlike a lot of other blades. However, this is a very sturdy locking mechanism, and there is not a lot of chance that you're going to trip it as you are using the knife. You can see here, all you have to do is put your thumb here and depress this section on the back, and you can see it lifts out of the way. Slide the knife down, make sure your fingers are out of the way, and it will close just like that. The Spyderco Delica 4 Lightweight is $74.99 from us. The second knife on our list is going to be the Benchmade Freak. You can see this is in a drop point configuration. The blade steel has been greatly upgraded from the models we've seen before, as it is S30V, one of the most popular stainless blade steels out today. The blade length is 3 1/2 inches. The closed length is 4 3/4 inches, and the overall open length is 8 1/4 inches. The handle here, as we mentioned before, is once again that glass reinforced nylon. However, this has been coated in rubber. You can see here this entire black piece on both sides of the knife is coated in rubber. Not super sticky rubber, but just enough to give you a good grip on your hand. And there under the pocket clip, these lighter gray portions are that fiberglass reinforced nylon, so it's not going to catch on your pocket as much when you're trying to pull it out. That rubber coating leads me into our Who It's For section. This is a little bit bigger knife as far as EDC knives go. Very big in your hand, grippy, with a little bit larger blade. So this is going to be for anyone who has a hardworking job or just prefers a bigger knife. Also, this is very nice when you have to wear gloves at work. So whether this be law enforcement, construction crew, demolition crew in that same light, this really locks into your hand quite nicely, especially with this jimping on the back, and makes it sink into your hand very well. The opening mechanism is a simple thumb stud, as you can see here, possibly the most classic one-handed opening devices. And this lock is a new one we haven't seen before. This is the Benchmade proprietary Axis lock. It is a steel bar that goes across the body of the knife, accessible for either right-handed or left-handed persons. All you have to do is pull down this spring-loaded button straight down to the body of the knife, touch the blade here, and it closes very easily. You can also pull this body of the knife down, the button down towards the bottom of the knife, and swing it shut. This is going to be a little bit more of an advanced technique, so if you're worried about cutting your fingers and you haven't done this before, go ahead and just use 2 hands. That'll be much safer. The Benchmade Freak is $110.50 from us. The next knife on our list is going to be the Benchmade Griptilian. This has been one of Benchmade's most popular designs, as it is very affordable and still well built with good materials. It comes in a lot of variations, whether that be fiberglass reinforced nylon like the one we're looking at here, or G10 handle scales, along with thumb stud opening, thumb hole opening in a variety of blade shapes. So very popular. It also comes with a partially serrated edge or straight edge like this one we're going to look at. The blade steel on this one is a coated 154 cm, another very popular stainless blade steel. Good edge retention, good malleability, everything just to keep your knife sturdy overall. The measurements: it is a 3.5 inch blade with a 4.5 inch handle closed and a 8.5 inch overall length. As I said, the blade steel is 154 cm with a fiberglass reinforced nylon handle. This is going to be just your general EDC knife. Grippy on the handle, good jimping, good feeling in hand, so this is going to be for anyone. However, I will say, people carry this anywhere from your everyday person to law enforcement, military. This is also a very popular model with them. Opening you can see here is once again the hole in the blade for that thumb opening. I could call it the Spidey hole, but Benchmade is using this as well. I believe they pay royalties to Spyderco, and they have permission to do so. Once again, just that real easy right or left-handed. Insert your thumb in that hole, rotate around the body of the knife, and it will lock open. Once again, just as we talked about before, this is that Benchmade access lock. So pull it down, touch with your finger so the lock will break, and close the knife. The Benchmade Griptilian is $114.75 from us. The next knife on our list is going to be the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You can see here that this is once again another unique blade shape from Spyderco. We could call it a clip point. This one is going to be fully flat ground with a V-cut edge. The steel is going to be S30V crucible steel. Once again, a stainless steel made specifically for blades. And the handle, this is a new material we haven't seen, is G10. This is going to be a hyper-compressed composite material, much more durable than that fiberglass reinforced nylon we've been talking about, and a little bit more grippy in hand. Our measurements, we have a 3.5 inch blade with a 4 3/4 inch closed length on the handle, and an 8 1/4 inch overall open length. This is going to be, once again, a great all-around knife. Anywhere from everyday carry to law enforcement or military use, it is well built with a fine edge, but durable. So this knife will do anything you could possibly need it to do. I will say the tip is very fine on the Paramilitary 2, and these have been known to chip or break if you're doing any kind of prying or piercing tasks on hard material. The opening is Spyderco's proprietary hole, you can see there. Insert the thumb, rotate to locking, and this is a new locking mechanism for us. This is Spyderco's compression lock. You can see here it's much like a liner lock in that it is a thin piece of steel coming under the blade when it is locked open. However, it is on the rear of the knife. This eliminates the risk of possibly tripping that lock when you are using the knife for any kind of whittling, maybe prying tasks, and disengaging the blade. And also, this is going to be much stronger than your average liner lock, as it actually sits into the blade in a notch cut in the bottom of the blade, as opposed to just sitting on the flat underneath the blade itself. Closed just like a liner lock, we're going to take our index finger here, pinch until it is out of the way, and then lever the knife closed. The Spyderco Paramilitary 2 is $129.99 from us. The final knife on our list is going to be the Benchmade Axis Flipper. You can see here that this is a drop point blade shape. It comes in a couple different variations, including partially serrated like this one, and normal straight edge, also with a blue and black G10 as well as the tan G10 we've seen here. The steel is going to be a 154 cm stainless blade steel, and that handle is that hypercomposite G10 material. The measurements we have here are 3.5 inches on the blade, 4 1/4 inches on the closed length on the handle, and 7.5 inches overall open length. This is going to be, once again, a great everyday carry knife, usable for any task. It's not too thick, so it will slice really well, but it is stronger out towards the tip than the Paramilitary and the Griptilian. So that's going to be much more durable if you have to do any kind of prying task, and that tip will be easily repairable, not broken or damaged. The opening mechanism is going to be a flipper like we've discussed before. You're going to take your index finger, press down towards the bottom of the knife, and the knife will fly open there. It also has a thumb stud as a backup form of opening. And then once again we have the Benchmade Axis lock with that easy one-handed right or left hand closing. Just like that. The price on the Benchmade Axis flipper is going to be $153 from us. Our number one pick out of this group of knives has to be the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Its overall construction and comfort make it very comfortable both in pocket and in hand, giving you a full body knife in a very compact package. Though it does have a very fine tip, that's a good and bad thing, as it will be better for fine slicing tasks. If it is treated properly, it will last you a lifetime. Also, its ambidextrous operation, both of opening, lock, and pocket clip position, make it a great knife for everyone. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm Dean with Old English Outfitters, and we'll see you next week.